Welcome to BattleTech in the Morning with Captain Nips. I'm Captain Nips, still and probably always. Today, we're gonna go back. We're gonna dip back into the lore bucket, into the deep, deep, deep well that is BattleTech lore. But before we do the match, as we dive into this lore, I think it's important to present a little bit of context. So, we have the Inner Sphere, circa 3020s, thereabouts. And you have the five major houses: the Draconis Combine, Federated Suns, the Capellan Confederation, the Free Worlds League, and the Lyran Commonwealth, each ruled by their individual houses, the successor houses. And previously in BattleTech in the Morning, I have played some thematic matchups wherein I pitted forces that were unique to House Curita and the Combine against forces that are unique to House Davian and the Federated Suns. Today we're going to add to that pile of intergalactic? Yeah, let's go with that. Intergalactic conflict. And today we're going to introduce House Lau of the Capellan Confederation. So, at this point in the timeline, the Capellans are kind of considered a vast, vast underdog, as you can see on the map, as you saw on the map before I switched screens. They occupy a relatively narrow slice of Inner Sphere territory,
Welcome, Commander.
having been pressured on both sides by the Fed Suns and the Free Worlds League. Although less the Free Worlds League, because the Capellans and the Free Worlds League tend to get along is not exactly the right word, but they're a little bit more amicable towards each other than House Davian is towards the Capellans. Now, in the game files, in the mechs that we have offered here, you have to do a little bit of digging to try and find, well, what makes a good, flavorful, thematic lance for each of the houses, each of the Inner Sphere powers. And so on the Fed Sun side, we're going to go back and we're going to pull up a lance very similar to one we've used before. And this is going to be our opponent today. A couple of blackjacks. And we're going to go with an enforcer down the list. We're going to need to move that up a little bit. And then the last slot, for those of you that remember when I played the sword versus the dragon or the dragon versus the sword, the last slot would have been another enforcer. So, but today, because of what's going to come out on the Capellan side of this matchup, we need to fill a little space. And it turns out that the Kintaro, the KTO-18, is basically exclusively used by the Federated Suns at this point in the timeline. So, Kintaro it is. We got a great match. There we go. 19.5 million C-bills. Over on the Capellan side, it gets a little interesting. So it turns out that when you dig into the lore, that despite the fact that they are found widely spread across the Inner Sphere, the urban mech, the majority of the urban mech production went to the Capellans. So we're going to start out with a couple of urban mechs. And this also gives us another opportunity to play with your favorite trash can and mine. And then to round out the lance, we had to dig into the files, but it exists, and it's there, and it mostly works. Cataphracts. Turns out the Cataphract was built by House Lau to fill its heavy mech arsenal. Homegrown design based on basically bits and pieces of mechs from other houses. Even going so far as to call it a Franken mech, because it was literally pieced together from here's an arm from one mech, here's a torso from a different mech, and it gave it its very unique profile in the process of cobbling all those different pieces together. eventually culminating in a mech that we previously showed can do some solid work. So today, we present the Dagger versus the Sword. Alternately, you could say, because of their socialist tendencies, maybe the people? Maybe the proletariat? I don't know. I don't have a good name for the Capellans. If you have a good nickname, I'd be more than happy to hear it. Today, I don't know. Let's go river crossing, and let's go during rainy day. And let's see if we can find a I don't know if there is a spot on this map that I haven't fought over yet, but I think we're going to try and find a spot. So let's go.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Now, House Lau and House Davian have had a very, very rancorous history. The Capellans and the Federated Suns really, really, really don't like each other. You know, aside from the typical military conquests along their shared border, you've got political intrigue, you've got assassinations, you've got clones of family members being put in place as double agents, and it's just such good rancorous fun. And they certainly never spared any expense when it came to slapping each other upside the face on the field of battle with battle mechs. Just kind of taking a quick look around the map, refreshing my memory. We got the kind of back field here where all of the forests are. We got some rocky terrain, a little gully here. Seeing if there's maybe a better spot or a different spot to start a fight in. And there's that back line again. Got the end of the river over here. The problem that we're going to encounter is that we have urban mechs, and urban mechs are not fast. I didn't even look at the pilots that I put in here, so we're just kind of throwing this all out there and just shaking the dice and seeing what falls out. So I think we just get going, get a move on.
I'm there. Got it.
We're going to push up, and we're going to see if these Capellan engineered mechs can stand up against their more well-heeled opponents. Anyone that's looked at an Innersphere map knows that territory means resources, and the Fed Suns have lots and lots and lots of territory to draw on.
Go to sunset, right?
The Capellans, not so much.
Waiting for orders.
I think we need to continue to have our urban mechs sprint,
Acknowledge.
at least for the time being.
Ready for orders.
Nice if I could get them down into, at least down toward the river edge. God, can I almost jump further now at this point? Then I can run. Yeah, I can. I can jump further than I can run at this point, because trees.
Got it.
Trees always getting in the way. Alright. Enemies starting to show up. Since they're all mediums, they're all going to be in phase 3 for the most part. There's our Kintaro friend. I think we need to get our cataphracts up front because the urban mechs, despite their legendary durability, are not going to be able to weather the kind of storm that is about to hit us.
Commander.
So, who do we got? We got Apex, who has Precision Strike, and we have Buckshot,
I'm here.
who has Bulwark. Great. Totally inadvertent, but great. So we're going to move Buckshot right all up in here.
Affirmative.
And then we are going to plant our feet. And she is just going to tank like there is no tomorrow. Not great numbers. Probably going to have to get her down into the river before too long. I think for an opening salvo, well, evasion everywhere. Let's save ourselves the autocannon round since we have so few shots with it. Doesn't really save us too much heat. But,
Okay.
oh, that hurts. Missing with the PPC, most of the medium lasers. I think we got one laser on.
Yes, Commander.
Apex isn't going to have the greatest lines of sight to things, but we can get just in front of this forest.
On my way.
%'s to hit, 85's to hit. Again, the evasion kills it for me, so I'm going to skip the autocannon for now.
Firing on target.
Save my 8 salvos. Again, looks like we landed a single medium laser. Alright, so it's down
Standing
to
by.
my Irbies. Looks like we can move Kraken just into the next batch of forests. Have him turn the corner. So I could take a shot here, but again, autocannon rounds in very short supply. I think for now, I'm just going to continue to maneuver, cover, and try. Oh, hey, look at that. Sensor lock. That's going to prove useful. So let's move here. Face up field.
Copy that, Commander.
And let's make a mistake. Let's make a mistake and not leverage that sensor lock that I have. Oh boy.
They're shooting at me.
We're off to a great start. As this cataphract, as our forward-facing cataphract takes all the missiles, immediately goes into unsteady from that barrage. And here comes the long-range stuff.
My armor's getting blown apart.
The Feddies got us at range. I mean, aside from the obvious mistakes, I think we may have made some strategic and tactical positional mistakes. Alright. But we got through the round.
Standing by.
Buckshot now has problems, because I want a bulwark, which means I don't want to move. But the good target that needs to get murdered right here means my PPC is in not the best of places for percentage to hit. I think I need to yeah, and now we run into more problems with heat, so I think we drop the PPC. We're going to focus on that blackjack. Solid start, we like that.
Aye, aye.
Apex. It's going to run into the same heat problems with her PPC
Move order confirmed.
as Buckshot did. So we'll take the PPC off. Lean on the autocannon and the medium lasers. Alright, down in front.
Waiting for orders.
We need to start working this Kentaro some, so I think our urban mechs are going to have to play short second line support here with their overwhelming firepower. It's a good start though. Get that side torso. Got a crit on one of the SRMs.
Standing by.
Maybe Mockingbird can get a good position to follow that up. Although her gunnery is not the greatest.
Take this.
We're going to be sledding uphill, I think, for a while here. Fortunately, I've mostly been able to keep my head down, but ooh, not the small laser. Ugh, terrible. Lost a small laser. Kantaro's backing up to... Oof. Mockingbird's urban mech. Wait. Oh. God, that was him shutting down, not me. This is a great opportunity, hopefully, to kill this Kantaro before it can do any more damage. DFA? Wow, DFA!
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Jeez, these Federated rats are just all on top of me. This is a super aggressive push by the AI. I haven't seen something like that in some time. There's so little room to maneuver here right now. Alright, I think I need to post up and just... Let's see, what's Apex's? Tactics is 6, so it's not the worst, but 90% to hit is pretty good. I'm going to overheat. I think given where I'm at in this match, I can't avoid it.
Getting a little toasty, Commander.
I think I need to hope for the lucky headshot just to even this up, because right now this is looking pretty rough for Team Capellan Confederation. And we got the head hits. It took 2. Looked like it took 2 shots.
Affecting my performance.
But that definitely helps swing this in our favor. Now,
I'm here.
how to deal with...
Standing by.
Oof. Alright, so Mockingbird has lost her guns,
All right, I'm up again.
but she's still got a good set of legs. Chances aren't very great on the DFA, nor are they on the melee. So we're going to use the whole buffalo here.
Target locked. Engaging jump jets.
Goes both ways. Punk. Alright.
Receiving you.
What are the chances that we can headcap this guy? I know it's not great. But I take the shots where we can. That's not bad. Didn't hit the head, but we did get half of its armament in the process, shearing it off. Moving for the melee attack, probably going to kill my urban mech. Yep. Sorry, Mock. This has been a
We lost a mech.
this has been a bit of a show. Oof. Losing another small laser to autocannon fire.
That shot got past my armor.
Alright. Apex's Cataphract still has a good set of armor. We can work with that.
Yes, Commander.
This blackjack back here is pretty threatening, but there's also 2 more vital targets in front of us.
Right here.
Buckshot we don't want to move
Aye, aye.
if we can manage it. We can pull back. Kind of want to kill this blackjack with some expediency here. Problem is that we are overheating. So we're gonna drop down two medium lasers with the autocannon. Decent chance to hit. If we get the left torso. Yeah, didn't get the left torso. But put it within murdering distance there. CT's well opened up. My urban mech's gonna get a chance at it next. Buckshot, gonna stand you here. Still, yeah, Cataphract's running hot. Have to drop one medium laser off the salvo. Good opening salvo with the autocannon. Hits the right arm of the Enforcer where its autocannon is mounted. Kraken with just your autocannon 10. First thing we need to move. And we're going to inspire this because we really can't have it miss. If you can just center a mass this, that would be great, Kraken. That'll do. Alright. Showing these Fed Suns what for. Oh, that smells like a DFA. Yup. Ouch.
Internal structure damage.
Jeez. And the small laser for good measure. Buckshot's just going to have to tank the hits from that blackjack in the distance, but we're in a decent position.
Commander.
Problem, of course, being the Cataphracts are starting to run hot. Want to throw a punch at this guy, but UI is being a little weird. It's not showing the usual box around the target type deal, but when I click on it, that looks like it's going into melee. Except this says fire. How is it that we can't get a melee move on this guy? That's frustrating. Frustrating and curious. I'm not sure why, but the game either is bugging out and telling me it wants to do a weapon attack instead of a melee attack, or it's just not letting me do a melee attack. In either case, I'm a little salty because we are running hot, and I was hoping to leverage some of that down through a melee attack. Alright, keep working that right side.
Standing by.
Buckshot. So, question now. So we've got that blackjack in the distance. Do we stand here and continue to bulwark? Do we move down into the river? Or do we turn around and try and work this Enforcer before that blackjack can really catch up? Actually, I think moving might not be a bad idea right now. If we just move and turn.
Roger that.
Get behind this rock. Sort of. And force the blackjack to come to us. Yes, I'm giving up my back, but 15 and 36. I've actually got more armor on my back than my front at the moment. You know, not counting the limbs. Also, we've got the right side of this Enforcer still, which is great. We are going to overheat with 3 lasers. I think we need to just run close to the red line without going over. 2 hit numbers aren't great, but sometimes you just work with what you got. That's a leg hit. Alright, doing some damage, but not getting there the way we want. Kraken, no weapons. likewise going to be reduced to the somewhat questionable DFA, but it worked for us last time. It did some damage, and we got the knockdown, although he's going to stand right back up. Alright, Kraken.
Armor blow through.
Keep it together, man. Get the convenient miss from the small laser. Oh, not a convenient miss. Or maybe this is just the result of the melee attack. Either way.
Standing by.
Can we get into melee? The game is telling me again. Not getting a melee box show up. So I'm assuming it's saying I am firing my guns here. And assuming that, we'll throw 3 lasers and an autocannon at it. Keep working. Keep working this enforcer. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. But we got its autocannon 10, so that is good for us.
Right here.
What does a commander have to do to get his soldiers to throw a punch around here? Yeah. Weird. There's some definite weirdness going on here.
Engaging.
Okay, doing good. This enforcer getting pretty beat up.
Here.
Kraken,
Orders.
stand you back up. It's probably going... Yeah, we're definitely going to lose a leg if we DFA, so we'll just go in for the
Roger.
good old-fashioned. Ooh, right to the center of mass. Opens up the center torso before this guy gets a chance to get up. There's a punch coming. Ooh. Right through the mech. Urban mechs go down.
Friendly down.
Apex continuing to take some light weapon fire. Nothing we can't handle.
Awaiting orders.
Nothing we can't handle, he says.
Standing by.
We're running real hot. This might tip us into overheat, but as I thought, we had good odds to kill the Enforcer this turn, and we got there. So,
I'm melting in here.
not without casualties, but the Capellans take the lead 2-1 remaining on mech counts with just a blackjack in the distance. Not to downplay the dangerousness of the blackjack. Those upgraded autocannons and a brace of medium lasers are nothing to sneeze at. But we now have the luxury of some water to cool us off, and we can bring the PPC back into play
Firing on target.
just in time to let loose on this guy. Getting some work done there.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander. Awaiting orders.
So what do you have? Precision strike. Targets in the forest. We don't like cover. So I could throw an autocannon round with precision strike, or I could throw everything. I think the better call is to just shoot everything. And let the damage absorption of the forest have its way with my weapon fire. Yeah, it seems alright.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, now, can't sprint, can move. Let's get these cataphracts down into it. Keep running the red line here. Also starting to run out of shots. I'm going to inspire
Yes. Go, go, go.
so that her autocannon round has the best chance to land. Which is a good call. Hit center of mass. We're taking off armor.
I'm melting in here.
This Fed Suns Blackjack is not going to be around for much longer. Although it's certainly putting up a reasonable fight from its position.
Aye, aye.
So the question is, do I need to move Apex at all? Really? Can't hurt. I could move Apex up a couple steps and then the medium lasers go to 95s,
Moving out.
which is real good for us. With her last autocannon round, we're going to overheat a little bit, but that's fine at this point. I'm willing to take it. Ooh, that leg. There you go. Hitting those torsos, opening it up. Blackjack taking damage.
Black on AC-10 ammo.
Yep.
My mech's heating up. Right here.
Buckshot going to do the same. Get her up so that the medium lasers
I'm there.
can start doing the bulk of the work here. Turn on all the guns, see where we're at heat-wise. Heat scale looks like... Okay, we're going to tiptoe into overheat. Let's save the autocannon since we've got one round left and its chance to hit ain't great.
Here we go.
Fix that next round. Chipping away at this blackjack in the forest.
What's the heat?
Interesting. I don't know that I agree with that particular move on a tactical level, but what do I know? I'm bad at this game. Don't really need to move. Apex can just stand here and probably finish the job.
We'll go.
Ooh, gets a miss.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Look at that. We actually crit and destroyed some autocannon ammo. I think that is literally the first time in playing this game I have ever seen that happen. I believe there's some
Yes, Commander.
posts on the BattleTech game forums to the effect that maybe the crit system is a little too safe, perhaps. We'll take Buckshot's last autocannon round at 75 to hit.
Affirmative.
Seems good. Oh, but it missed wide, and the PPC misses wide.
Objective complete.
But the medium lasers get the job done, and the Capellan Confederation in a strong showing against the Federated Suns after an early bit of whatever the heck that was. House Lao comes out on top in this border skirmish in 11 rounds and 27 minutes. Although not without casualties, our urban mechs. Ooh boy, it's a good thing they got them in large supply in the Confederation, because I don't know that we're refurbishing these. And the two cataphracts pretty much came through clean. A little bit of arm, a bit of armor and a bit of structure that needs to be repaired, but all the equipment's intact. That's good. Enemy forces. We got the timely head kill on the Kentaro, which definitely swung this in our favor. And the rest, we just kind of chipped and chewed our way through it until it was dead. House Lao comes out on top. Capellan Confederation proving the might of their armies in this edition of BattleTech in the Morning. I am Captain Nips, and wishing all of you watching out there a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And I will see all of you in the next video.